Hello guys, now let me show you how to use our Dali module. This is our Dali module, and now I will add it to my project. Okay, now it is in the dimmer category, and then I select the Dali module. Now we are entering its channel setting page. It takes some time, please wait. Okay, now we are in the Dali module here. For this, I think most of you are very clear about this. This is for making remark for each channel. And for the building is to assign this channel to the real position in the building. For example, if this channel belongs to the living room, and this is the channel zone, if you want to create a scene for a certain area, for example, channel 1 and channel 4 belongs to channel zone number 1, and then you want to create a scene to control these 4 channels all together, then you can assign them to this channel zone. And this is the function type of the Dali module. Here we have 3 types. For the lighting type, then you can control the brightness of the channel. For the switching type, you can only control on and off of the channel. For the color temperature, if you connect a light to this channel and the ballast can support color temperature, then you will be able to control the brightness and the color temperature of the light. The lowest brightness means when the dimming value reaches below the lowest brightness, its brightness will directly change to 0, and the setting range is 0 to upper limit. So for example, if you set 20 here, when you dim the lights to 10%, and the lowest brightness will not be 10% but be 20. So this is the lowest brightness. And if you set the highest brightness, is when the brightness value reaches above the highest brightness. Its brightness value will directly change to the maximum level value. And the setting range is low limit to high limit. For example, if I put 80 here, and then when I dim the light up to 100%, but the highest brightness will always be 80%. So in normal situation, for the lowest brightness and the highest brightness, we leave 0 and 100%. For the power off brightness is the brightness when disconnecting the Dali signal wire. And for the power on brightness, it is the brightness when Dali signal line is connected. So you can set according to your real needs. And this is the test button. We can use this button to test the on and off of the lights. Okay, now let me click Save. Let me give it a remark. For example, down light. And then, let's wait. Click Save again. And this is the dimming curve. So this is the profile of the dimming. You can see now it is the dimming curve of this channel. So when you dim from 10 to 20, the change level will be like this. And if you want it to be more sharp or change greatly, then you can customize the dimming curve. So when you dim from 10 to 20, it will be much higher. So you can change it according to your real needs. From here, you can customize it. If you select custom, and then you can change it in here directly. Okay, so that's the dimming curve. Okay. And this, for the light scene and the light sequence, it is the same as the relay module and Dali module. The only difference between them is for our Dali module, if you select it as CCT type, when you make a scene, it will be able to adjust the brightness and the color temperature. So now let me make 4 channel belong to make this 2 channel belongs to the zone number 1. Okay, so now assign this to the building structure and create a zone. For example, zone number 1, living room. And add these 2 channels to the living room. Okay, click save. And then when I want to make a scene, I can adjust the temperature, color temperature, and the brightness of these 2 channels directly by Control 1 scene. So it is the same as the relay module and Dali module. And for this ballast management, it is to manage the Dali ballasts. You can see from here, it can view all the Dali ballasts address. When you first enter this page, you can click View All Address. Then all the address connected to this Dali module will appear. And if you add a new Dali ballast to the Dali module, then you can click View New Address. And now, if you want to change the address, for example, this address is 1. You want to change it to 2, then you can enter 1 here and change to 2. So the address here will be changed. Let's do it. Click Modify Address. Okay, now the address has been changed. And the relation between the Dali ballast and Dali channel is like this. Let me write it down. So for example, if you have, this is the Dali channel, channel number 1, channel, and this is the ballast. Channel number 1 to channel 63 will match ballast number 1 to ballast 63, and the channel 64 of the Dali module will match the ballast 0. So this is their relationship, and it is a little bit different because channel number 64 will match the ballast address 0. This is different. I can show you now. You can see the initial address 2 will match channel 2. And then if I change this initial address to 0, and then the channel number will be 64. Okay, let me change it. You can see 2 and change it to 0. You can see the relation between them is like this. And now let me change it back. It's 0 and I want it to be channel number 1. Okay. Match it, confirm. So from here we can change the address. If you want to reset all address, then you can click this reset address button. And if you find here a duplicate address, for example, you find 2 0 in the ballast address, you can enter 0 here and click this duplicate address rebuild. It will automatically generate 2 new addresses. Okay. Now let me modify the address. And this is flash to locate. If you want to locate the address of the ballast, you can select the ballast and click this flash to locate. And then you will be able to locate the Dali ballast address. Okay, so that's the use of this ballast management. Now let's click Save. Okay, so the Dali master data will be uploaded to the ballast. So now the data has been uploaded to the Dali ballast. Now we can use our granny display to control the Dali CCT channel. Let me search and find the DLP panel. Oh, this is our DLP panel. Okay, and add to current project. Okay, this is a touch panel, and then we can drag the bar in the panel to adjust the color temperature and adjust the brightness. You can see it's like this, and here you can move your finger to the screen to adjust the color temperature and the brightness. Let's click page setting. And now I will control the lighting. So I select lighting. And now let me click add. Okay, as I want to add the CCT type, color temperature, and it's downlight. Then just click it, confirm to add. Okay, it will be added to the granny display directly and click save. Then you can go to the granny display to move your fingers to adjust the brightness and the color temperature of this channel. Okay, and if you want to control the scene of the Dali module, then you can go to the Dali module to create a scene. Create a scene here. Okay, create a scene and then go to the granny display. Go to the scene page to add the Dali scene. So that's very easy. Okay, let me create a scene here. For example, scene number 0 is by default all off. We cannot change it. And for scene number 1, okay, CCT is 1. And then select the brightness, for example 50, and the color temperature is, and for this is channel. In my chaining box, I only connect one Dali light to the chaining box. So for channel 2, we cannot see it when I output this. You see, only one light will be on. That is because I only connected one driver to the chaining box. Okay, we can create a CCT scene too. Okay, and then adjust the brightness, 50 for example, and the color temperature to be and then click save. And it will upload the data to the Dali ballasts. Then we can use our granny display to control the scene. Okay, let's also create a light sequence, and later I will use our granny display to call them. Okay, we can now enable the light sequence and assign this to my living room. And step, for example, we just want 4 steps. Okay, then we can select step. Then we can create for the Dali module, each step means each channel, it is different from the relay and the dimmer. For example, if I just need for 2 steps, and it will only appear the 2 channels. So each step is not from the scene, but from the channel. So if I just have 2 channels, then I just use these 2 channels and then create. For step 1, it is, for example, the brightness is 100%, and the color temperature, and this is 0, and the color temperature is. So Dali module is scene, is sequence. The step of the sequence is not come from the light scene, but from each channel. So this is a little bit different. Please pay attention to this. So if I want to create a sequence by using 16 channel, then I enable sequence number 2, and then enter 16 here. It will appear 16 channel, and then I can create the brightness and sequence for them, and then it will, and this 16 channel will follow this rule to change the light. So that's a little bit different. Okay, now let me disable it and click Save. Okay, now let me use our granny display to control the light scene and the light channel. Okay, scene, let me add 1. And then click, for example, CCT scene 1. And then click Add. Select the light scene. Okay, let me find CCT scene number 1. Okay, click Add. Okay, so that's how to control our scene. And if for sequence, it's the same. Click Add and the sequence. And also click Add to add the targets. Sequence. Let me check. Dali module is 511. Okay, let me find 511. Scene. Let us check if the scene have upload successful. For the light sequence, okay, it's light sequence. The sequence is in here, light sequence. 511 and in living room, zone 1, sequence 1. Okay, and click Add On. So in our granny display, if you want to control the sequence, please use the same page. And then create a name and add the targets. Click Save. Okay. So that's how to use our Dali module to use our granny display to control the Dali module's scene and the sequence. And as we know for the Dali scene, if we want to control the scene number 1, then it can only control a certain brightness and a certain color temperature. And if you want to adjust them, you have to set it one by one. So if you want to control the 2 channels brightness and the color temperature all together through a single touch, for example, in the granny display, you move your fingers in the screen. You want to control the brightness and the color temperature of the downlight 1 and 2 all together. You don't want to control it one by one. Then you can use our combination control. So let's go to the channel setting here. Now I have assigned them to channel zone number 1. And then channel zone number 1, you can see our Dali module only have 64 channels. And then we give it a virtual channel. For example, this zone number 1, we give it a virtual channel 65. Then we can use our granny display to control the channel zone 65. And then we can control the downlight 1 and 2 all together. So when I move the single bar in the granny display, these 2 channels will be controlled together. And here has a relation. The relation between the channel zone and the channel is like channel 65 will match zone number 1. Zone number 1. And the channel 66 will match zone number 2. And channel 67 will match channel 3. Channel 68 will match zone number 4. And we have 16 zones. They will match one by one. Okay, so now I assign channel 2 and channel 1 to zone number 1. Then if I want to control them all together, so when I move my finger to the panel, I can change the color temperature and the brightness of these 2 channels all together. So I can go to my granny display to control channel 65 because zone number 1 is match channel 65. Okay, let me do this. Click this granny display and go to the lighting page and add. And then for example, we select the lighting. And when we drag down, we will find the channel 65. You can see this is zone number 1. And zone 2, we haven't give it a name, so it doesn't have a name. And then I select this and add to my granny display and click Save. Then when I go to my granny display, I can control the color temperature of them directly. Now let me take a picture in the granny display so you can know it. Okay, so here when we add it through the lighting type, right? If we don't change it to color temperature, we change it to dimming, then in our Dali module, in our granny display, when we control the living room, we can only control the brightness. But if for channel 65, we change it to color temperature, then we will be able to control the brightness and the color temperature through controlling the single bar. So that's a little bit different. Please pay attention to this. Okay, so that's how to use our Dali module.